recording because I forgot to do that. So there's some fatigue going on. We're also going into a different season right now. So we had a huge snowstorm that was totally unexpected, and that was pretty wild. Broke a ton of trees and kind of devastated the city here in Denver. And so it's like the change in season, yes, we're still in here doing this COVID from home, people feeling like we want to be in community more right now. I had a few friends over last night. We were sitting outside by my fire pit, social distancing, and I just wanted to give them a hug. Like I just wanted connection with them. And so it feels like what is occurring is some exhaustion, some fatigue, some kind of like, all right, can we just get back to normal? And it's just, we're not there right now. We're not where we were a year ago. And so there can be this resistance that occurs, right? When we're like, well, I wish it wasn't like this right now, which is what I noticed. I started thinking this week, well, I wish we could just get back to normal. I wish it wasn't. And when we do that, we're just creating resistance because this is really what's occurring right now. And so what the conversation that we want to continue today from last time is, all right, given that this is where we are, given that I'm like, kind of not motivated and needing to get into action, what can we do as a community, and what can I do for myself to get back into action, to move towards the things that I really want? And just being here with you guys right now actually is getting me energized and just thinking like, all right, you know what? After this call, I'm going to do those 4 things that I didn't complete on my list yesterday and move towards getting them done, because, we all want to do this, and I want to motivate you guys to continue to take action on what you really want to create right now. So last time we talked about, and I had you guys really share about, what's on your 2020 bucket list, and that hasn't happened yet. And what are the things you want to move towards? And it was interesting because for this call, and we have some new people that are here today, is there was things around, there were a lot of different things. There was leadership, people realizing that they weren't really necessarily happy with where they are in their job or where they're living even. And so maybe wanting to move locations. Somebody mentioned wanting to find a partner that they trust, which is great. And some of the things that they mentioned that were getting in the way, which are common themes, are self-doubt, confidence, fear of the unknown, being overwhelmed. But there was this continued theme around fear, right? Of how we stop ourselves into getting into action when we start to self-doubt, fear. So we're going to look at that a little more deeply right now. And what I wanted to have you guys do, we did this last time too, is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to have you guys do 3 to 4 minutes of journaling. And then we're going to jump into conversation and have you guys share. And I have something I want to share with you guys too, a video that I hope is going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to find this document for you. Okay. Can you guys see this? Nod your heads or raise your hand. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys 3 or 4 minutes. And the thing that I want you to write about is write all the reasons you're not doing ABC, the thing that you want to. So I had people write, I mentioned a few of them, but it could be anything. it could be a small thing too. It doesn't have to be a big thing, like changing careers or writing a book, or, you know, like bringing on 20 new clients, or finding, you know, hitting my huge goal. It could be small things like going to bed earlier, taking better care of myself, taking a fitness class, you know, taking action in any way, even personally, whatever that is. So I want you to write that. And then the second thing is, what's one action you've wanted to take but haven't? So I'm going to let you guys be in silence and write that down. And then I'm going to, we're going to get into conversation. And I'll do the same. Okay, guys, one more minute. Does everyone have something written down? Awesome. So we're going to do something a little bit different this time. And I'm going to actually put you guys into rooms and have you guys do breakouts for just like 5 minutes. And even those that are not on video, it's okay, but you can unmute yourself. And then I want you guys just to share what came up, and then we'll come back as a group and we'll talk about it. And I am curious to have you guys share about the answers to those questions. I'll share with you mine, which were, I'm not feeling motivated, which I mentioned. I'm feeling tired. I'm super easily distracted. But then when I was writing those, I started noticing that, because one of the things that I want to move forward is, right, I'm still growing my business. I have a group that I'm starting in a few weeks that I have a few spots left. And I have been really getting into action to continue to fill those spots up. And what I noticed just writing this down right now is there's behind the scenes, there's this fear of rejection that I'm noticing that is holding me back from even moving forward and taking action. So the one action that I haven't been doing that I promised myself I would be doing this week was I was going to reach out to and make connections with 3 people a day. Just make connections, like not even necessarily invite them into the group or anything, but it was just literally reaching out and making connections. And I've done it a little bit, but not 3 a day. So sharing that with you guys, like that's where I am right now. So I'm gonna put you guys into breakout rooms. We're gonna do just a quick 4 to 5 minutes, have you guys share, and then we'll come back, and then I want you guys to share, and I'm gonna have you guys share with me, and then we'll have a conversation with the bigger group, and then I have something to, I wanna have you guys watch, which is really fun. So bear with me while I do this. So I'm gonna put you guys into, let's see. So you're either gonna have 4 or 5 people in your group, which should be great. And I'm gonna do that, and then I'll let you know, you'll get a warning, and I'll bring you back literally in like probably 4 minutes. All right. Okay, here we go. So fun. Dion, do you see your group? Colette and Teresa, do you guys see your group? If you don't, you can stay here with me too, and we can talk. Hi, is that Colette?
Hi, this is Colette. Yeah, I apologize. I have work deadlines that I need to continue to work on.
Yeah, no
I'm
worries.
not really able to participate. I'm just in a listening mode.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
that's totally fine. Yeah,
okay.
you can stay in listening mode. And, you know, if you want, you can talk to me one-on-one after or something like that too, if that's helpful. Since right now you have to focus on something. No
Yeah,
worries.
yeah, okay. I apologize. I didn't know what the format would be, and I have deadlines. I need to continue working. So,
Okay, I get it. Just real quick, what do you do for work?
I work for a mortgage company,
And
and
so,
I work with importing the wires to fund the loans.
mm,
So,
okay, great.
yeah,
Good. Well, I get that. So, and I so appreciate that you're on here anyways, like listen, multitasking.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to let you know I'm not really able to participate, but if you're okay, I'll just kind of listen in.
Yeah. Yeah. That's totally fine. You'll get what you get out of it. And,
Okay,
good luck with your wires. You'll get it done.
okay, thank you.
you're back. Awesome. So I would love to hear what you guys, well, first of all, how were the rooms and did you have enough time? And I want to hear what you guys shared in the rooms. So anyone that is willing to, and I might call on a few people. There's some people on the call today that I don't know that I would love to hear from, because I love to get to know new people. So first, go ahead in the participation, and anyone that was willing to and wants to share, raise your hand and I'm gonna call on you, and then I may ask a few people that I would like to get to know also to share. Anna, awesome. Let's start with you. Oh, hold on one second. I'm gonna, you're still muted. There you go.
Okay, I was saying, I felt like we could have taken a little more time because it, just gelling. But one of our things was we found that a couple of us found we saw too many options. You get blinded with all you can't see, what is it, the forest for the trees. So
yeah, too many things going on, right? Too many opportunities. And other people relate to that. So then we don't take action because why? What happens?
We're paralyzed, I guess.
Yeah. You can just feel kind of stuck then, right? It's like, because I have too many things to do. So interesting, because I was listening to this video that I'm going to show you guys in a little bit here. It's 2 minutes long, but it's really powerful. And some of you may have seen it before. I'm not going to blow the surprise yet. But one of the things that that I was listening to in a follow-up video was around just chunking things down, right? How important it is to chunk things down and take baby steps when we're moving towards something that we want. Because it can feel so big, right? Like, when we want to, I'll just use an example of like, if somebody's like, I want to lose 30 pounds, right? That's a big jump, right? That's gonna take time, especially if you want to do it right. And so when we think about like, it's this huge goal, then it can sometimes feel really overwhelming. Or maybe we're like, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds. And so what that means is I need to go on a diet and I need to get an exercise plan. And now I need to hire a private trainer and I need to figure out how I can get to the gym or a pool and both, right? And then that's what Anna, you were saying is like, then we start to have so many things that then we just like, we have a hard time moving on any of them. But the fun thing is like, if we could just take one action, like one little thing, one little step, and it can just be that 5%, right? 5% of moving towards something. And maybe that looks like, as that same example of, I just want to, I'm just gonna, for the next 2 weeks, I'm just gonna do research on what it would take to move towards losing 30 pounds as an example. And I'm just going to educate myself. And that's it. Like, that's all I'm gonna do for 2 weeks. So it doesn't feel like this huge leap, right? So when I say that, and I would love to have more people share, Anna, thank you for sharing. What do you see? Like, what small action do you see you want to move towards? And I'm going to ask, hopefully I'm not calling you out, but there are a couple people that I really, that are new that I would love to hear from. So Joy, I see that you're on video too, which is so much fun. I would love to hear from you and like what is the thing you're going for, and what's holding you back?
Well, business-wise, I was talking about that keeping up with existing customers is great. The time not traveling has been wonderful for doing that. But for cultivating new prospects, I feel as if I'm intruding upon people right now when they're so busy, and it's maybe somewhat insensitive because of what's going on, with many, many people in different areas of the nation. So I keep telling myself that's a good excuse for not doing it, and it's not. Because once I do propose something to someone new, it all turns out all better. So I think it's just me. And again, I think it's just too many things right now because we're not in our usual routines. And I'm a person that needs a routine, always have. So again, I think it's just that. And I'm also doing a lot of other things. I moved from Dallas to Arkansas. I have been renovating a house for over 6 months that we can't get finished because of COVID and other things. And so living with a son, and it's just been crazy.
Yeah, right. Like it feels upside down. It feels like what you're describing is like, oh, life feels really out of balance, if you will.
My cheese has been moved.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you do for work?
I'm in the related to the mortgage industry. I sell credit reports and things like that
Okay.
to mortgage bankers and banks.
Yeah. So quite a few people on the call are from mortgage banking because that's what I did for 27 years. So I appreciate that. And I get right now, things are crazy in the industry and people are really busy. In fact, one of the women on the call didn't join the breakout group because she is like trying to get all the wires out today. Because I'm in listening mode, which was lovely that she's even joining. Yeah, so we can make up all sorts of things inside, like, oh, they're too busy. They don't want to hear from me, right? It seems like I'm intruding on them, like what I hear you were describing, which we do, right? We make up these things inside of our head that hold us back. And we do that for a reason. Right. We do it because part of us or part of our brain, right, wants to keep us safe. And if there's any kind of threat of safety being out of balance inside of our minds, right, then it feels the same as it is with a bear walking down my street. Right. And so we immediately hesitate and don't take action, right? Because we're worried that we're going to bother that person and we don't want to, it seems rude or, but the thing is that what you have to offer, your product, and your presence probably even would be lovely for them. Like it's a gift. You're offering them something. You have something, and they can say no.
Right.
It's totally fine if they say no. But if you don't offer it, then they don't even have a choice, right? So when we kind of think about it from that perspective, it's like, wow, I'm holding a gift, if you will, in a credit report or anything that we have to offer, even a conversation with somebody to connect. And why am I holding that from putting it out into the world? Because it's actually, if you think about it that way, it shifts the way you approach it.
Yes.
I would love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second one was, what's one action you haven't taken? What is that for you?
Well, I haven't taken action on getting back out and visiting with customers, and I'm going to be doing that next week.
Okay.
So, yes. So it was like, I think I sent a reply to something you'd sent out that I'm no longer going to wait on what's normal. I'm going to go and move with what's the new normal.
I love that. Yeah. Create your new normal.
Right.
Yeah. Will you let me know that like a week from today, like I went out and I saw 5 new customers and whatever that turned out to be,
Right.
yeah, stepping up. It's just like little ones, little steps,
Little-
one week at a time. It's
Yes.
like, again, is kind of when Anna we were talking about, it's like we can make it so big, but if we can kind of chunk it down and just be like, I'm just gonna, for the next 5 days, I'm just gonna go see, 2 people a day. That's great. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. It's nice to get to talk to you too. Yeah. So who else wants to share? Rhiannon, I haven't heard from you in a long time. We haven't talked. Are you willing to share?
Yeah, I think I probably didn't go as deep in some cases. I have the same kind of concerns when on the business to business side of like the quandary that we're kind of in right now, when all of our clients are dealing with thousands and thousands and thousands of consumers and can't keep their head above water. But I wrote down the same thing that I've talked to you about for years, which is the meditation and the journaling. I did it for a little bit there, but I'm inconsistent with it, and just stuff in my life has changed, and we moved and all those different things. And so I don't really have any excuse for why I'm not. So that was one. And then in the breakout room, not trying to steal Kim's thunder, but she's actually said something and I went, oh yeah, me too. And she was talking about getting her CMB, which I'm working towards, hopefully next year, and kind of starting the process of doing the prep course and all that good stuff. And so just, obviously concern over the oral part of that, and what that's going to look like and things, but I know that it will open doors and be advantageous for my career. So I don't really have any action about, there's no really inaction around that. I'm moving towards that. It's the right time for me to do it. So, so that's what I wrote.
I love it. Yeah, that's great. And, that just knowing that Kim's doing the same thing right now too. And Cheryl, who just finished her written exam. So
Right.
there's a lot of people out there that could totally support you in doing that. And that's the other thing, right? Is asking for support, asking people to help you in any way you can think of, help you study, help you, get into action, hold you accountable, whatever that would be. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be rooting for you. I'm a huge fan of the CMB because I'm one too. It does open doors. It's good. It's so great. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
You know what, Kim, then I'm going to have you share.
Well, yes. I haven't started towards I'm thinking about trying to work towards the CMB. I'm scared that I'm going to fail the tests, both tests. I've never been good at taking tests. I'm surprised I even graduated high school and college, but yeah, so I have a fear of tests. What I have done is I've talked to somebody else who has finished and received their CMB, and kind of picked at their brain to see, am I that dumb and will I pass, do you think? and he was very gracious, and he said that I wasn't that dumb, and but he offered to sponsor me. He offered lots of help. It's just me now trying to make a decision to go into it. And of course, I'm finding all these reasons why I can't do it right now. And I'm too busy. my health is bad. My mom needs help with things. I have lots of reasons why I can't do it right now, and I need to push past that.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I can relate to so much of what you're saying, by the way. Just so you know, I mean, I did get my CMB, and it was really, really challenging. It's like, you know, it feels like getting an MBA. And I also didn't believe inside that I was good at taking tests. So I would tell myself, like, I'm a terrible test taker.
Right.
So then, right, it's like we're telling ourselves, and then we start believing what we're telling ourselves. But guess what? That little voice inside is a total effing liar. I mean, I'm just gonna like use that language because it's not even true. And it's that what I described earlier around like that safety mechanism that starts to pop up like, nope, you might fail. Well, what if you fail? Like, so what?
Yeah.
Do it again, right?
Right, right, right.
Yeah, and we forget that. We're like, it's do or die. You know?
Right, right.
I have to have it. And if I fail, that means what? Like what does it mean about you? Even if it happened. It doesn't mean you're dumb or not capable, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, just like information like, oh, I needed to study the compliance section more because I didn't answer those questions right.
Mhm, mhm.
But it's and if I could encourage you, do I have permission?
Of course.
Is you mentioned a couple other things like health stuff going on and your mom needing support, and I get that. Those are real. Those are absolutely real, and I acknowledge that. And it's that 1 or 2%. You don't even have to do 5%, but it's like, but I could do 1 or 2% while I'm still taking care of everything else going on in my life to move me towards this. And maybe you're like, I don't take the exam for 9 months, you know,
Mhm.
but there could be just a little bit of moving in towards it. And now you have a partner in Rhiannon.
Exactly.
And a lot of cheerleaders on this call who probably are also CMBs or moving towards. Dawn just, I think, typed in the chat about her AMP, right? So is that helpful?
Yes, very. Yes. And yes, I can fit in to start doing a little bit at a time. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to do it all at once and rush through it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
again, I give myself excuses.
Yeah. We all do. So that is just normal. Everyone raise your hand if you give yourself an excuse, right? You see everyone's in the same boat. Yeah. Yeah. So good. So I'm going to thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate you sharing. I'm going to share one thing with you guys, and then we'll have a couple more people to chat, and then we can stay on if you want. But I do want to be mindful that we had 60 minutes together. So let me share a quick video. Hopefully this is going to work. Bear with me here. Let's see, how do I do this? I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. Hold on. Bear with me. We'll see if this works. Okay.
I should really take some photos of this fall line and start to, that might be too pushy.
Wait, hold on one sec.
So what do you do? How really interesting. I don't know.
Wait, I'm going to start it right here.
You're
There
not
we
going to do it. You've probably had them the entire time that you've been here. Oh, I should go over and talk to this person. I'll catch them later. Oh, that person looks really interesting. I don't know. I should really take some photos of this fall line and start to, that might be too pushy. So what you do, how does it work? You have the thought, you've got 5 seconds, that's it. And what do you need to do? Just say something out loud. That's one way. You could start walking. The second you feel like you should meet somebody because you're drawn to them, again, it's from here, it's not from here, start walking. Because if you're already walking, the likelihood is you'll actually make it to them. And then you're gonna say something. Write it down, schedule it, send an email to yourself, or make the request. One of the things that was so interesting about talking to Tara this morning is it was clear that a couple people had been in there sharing their brains out about Jay Hilbert. And yet it never progressed into the side of the conversation of, would you like information? Would you like to do it? And I'm sure whoever it was that was lying on the table probably had that thought, like, I should probably say something. Should I? Getting a facial, is that weird? To be talking about business at the same time? 5 seconds gone. Talk yourself out of it.
So how many people can relate to that? We talk ourselves out of things all the
Hi,
time.
I'm Michelle
Hold on
Obama.
one
The
second.
people who know me know that I love to
sorry.
immerse myself.
Just realized that the next video is coming up. So we talk ourselves out of things all the time. And now I want to hear people share about that. And I'm really curious to hear, because I have 2 of my colleagues on the phone right now, Wendy and Lauren, who we've been through this journey together for a couple of years now. This hesitation that she talks about. And if you guys, I'm going to send this video out to you guys, the whole thing, so you can watch it as a follow-up when I send the recording. But this little hesitation that takes us out, and it's, if we can do what she talks about, which is this 5 seconds, just 5 seconds, we just have to take action within 5 seconds. Like she said, like scheduling it, sending an email, moving towards it. So maybe today, by 5 o'clock today, you guys can just move forward on one thing, 5 seconds, and take action on it. Like this morning, and she talks about hitting, I mentioned hitting snooze. She even has a video about how she had the epiphany around this 5 second rule when it came to, she was hitting snooze in the morning a bunch of times. And she was like, tomorrow I'm not going to hit snooze. And she had to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stood up out of bed and did that the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, so that she wouldn't hit snooze. And because it had just become a habit, and we get into this habit of hesitating. So Wendy, I would love, you just raise your hand, I would love to hear.
Well, no, I think what you're offering is so incredibly helpful. So I thank you for that. And one of the things that I heard when you started off by talking about the underlying reason why we don't take that step is fear. And then one of the things that we're learning, and that you're really helping today show everybody else, is that you can be scared and do it anyway. Mm-hmm. And so you don't have to wait for the perfect conditions for it to be the right time. So I think this video that you just showed, in terms of the 5 seconds, it's like 5 seconds, let's go. I'm scared, push, go anyway. So I think that that's a mantra I put in my head all the time. I may be scared, and I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I just offer that. So.
Yeah, I love it. It's so true. And this notion that we can get rid of or erase our fear, right? I don't focus on the fear because it's gonna be there and it's gonna continue to be there. And sometimes it'll get really, really loud. And we can choose to just not listen to it. That's what we're choosing. We're not choosing to have our fear disappear and go away. That would be like therapy for life. We're choosing just to get into action anyway. And that's why this topic for me is so up right now, is because we do have time, a little more time, it feels like, than normal, because we might not be commuting and some things that we were doing before, traveling. A lot of us travel a lot. But bigger than that, I really I'm such a stand for everyone moving towards what they really want to create in their lives, because we have this one precious life. And I hear people being miserable and not moving towards things, people that are, just too scared to do it, or in unhappy relationships, or not living where they want to live, or just, in an industry that they're tired of or want to move into something else or grow something. And I really want to encourage everyone to do it, to embrace their brilliance and bring it into the world, and just do it with fear, do it anyway, and with grace and with love. And that's what I'm here to cheerlead people to do. So it's just about 11 or 12 o'clock my time. I really appreciate you guys chiming in and sharing and engaging today. And my hope is that this has gotten you motivated to take one action by 5 o'clock today. One action. It can be one little step. And I want you guys to just email me and let me know what that was. And I also want to offer to anyone that was on the call, and I'll send the follow-up recording and Mel's video, is anyone that wants to have a one-on-one conversation about where you're feeling stuck, just message me and I will make time for you. It's been so lovely having you on the call, and we didn't get to talk to everyone, which I wish we did, but I really appreciate it. So thank you all so much. And I'm going to be on the call. I'm going to unmute everyone. You guys can stay. We can talk more. If you need to jump, that's fine. But it's been lovely talking to all of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm unmuting everyone. Yeah. So fun.
Thanks,
Love
Bronwyn.
everyone. Yeah. You're so welcome. I'm going to unmute. Okay, great. Lauren, how are you? Anna,
I'm good.
bye. See you later. I'll talk to you next week.
I actually had a little bit of a breakthrough with the writing.
Oh, I want to hear.
All right, so I'll tell you really quick. So
Yeah, sure.
it's this concept with coaching about how caring is supposed to be for free.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I need to kind of separate like the social Lauren from the professional Lauren, and like really realize that like communicating with people the way I do and coaching, they literally are different. And sometimes I feel like they're not, but they are. I'm not like coaching my friends and well, not really coaching my friends and family when I'm talking to them and when I want to be like silly Lauren, and well, I'm silly all the time, but there's definitely a difference. And I just feel like I really need to recognize that between the professional Lauren and the social Lauren. Because with coaching, it feels like we do put so much of ourselves into it, and we are caring about people. And so it feels so personal and social. Well, I use social like as personal, but anyway, so I just really, that's for me to really get clear around.
So say more about that. So what's the distinction that you're saying?
That I feel like caring for people and connecting with them should just be free, and that I don't, that I'm just being a good human, right? By like talking to people and helping them see things like you right now. Like you're being an amazing human, but then also you have skills. And so maybe it's just that I feel like these types of skills don't feel like they're worthy of money.
Interesting.
Because they're just like generic good caring about people, which we all should be doing, and helping each other.
Yeah.
Not everyone's good at caring about people.
I
don't know you, I'm Nicole, but really that's not a skill that a lot of people necessarily have.
Yeah. And I would love everyone to unmute that's still on the phone that in this conversation, and like, is that, I love that you just shared that, Nicole. Yeah, because we do see it, and it is a gift and it is a skill, right?
Yeah.
Well, Lauren, I was gonna say in lots of professions, so I'm a professional photographer.
She's amazing.
Everyone wants their photos for free.
Oh.
Like every relative that's getting married or having a baby or has a senior in high school, you know, you just like you have to, and mine's not, you know, it's not just being a good human, but it's having a skill of and camera equipment. But everyone wants it for free.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Although that's not exactly true. Like I do feel like I do want to pay for things. So it's interesting. And it's definitely something for me I can lean into it.
Yeah.
And I'm taking and like just separate myself from it. And so my actions can be like, don't not connect with people because I don't know, just do it, kid. Just do it and let your intuition like tell you whether or not you want to invite them to a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Stop worrying so much about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. So is it Anka? Is that how you pronounce your name?
I have to go. Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, Lauren. I'm so glad you were here.
Thank you. So great to see you.
Me too.
Good to meet you. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I was trying to. I like this vibe between, you know, the participant is great. This is my first time here, so I wasn't sure if how do these meetings go or
yeah.
what's the frequency or how.
I never know how they're gonna go. I'm just gonna show up and do it. How did you find this Zoom call today?
I work for a company in the mortgage industry. I guess I'm part of that MBA group, and yes, and that's my full-time job.
Okay.
And I'm trying to, on a side, to build a consultancy business.
Oh, nice.
So that's a little my struggle now, and I see that in this group everybody is so supportive and so open and shares, and it's a great vibe. So how do you know each other, or how did this start?
So I worked in mortgage banking for 27 years, right? But I mean, there's all sorts of people on the phone. Like Kay is a photographer, and I went to India with her last year. Nicole, who's on the phone, is works for a nonprofit that I'm hugely passionate about, supporting women in Africa, well, around the world, but in Africa, they started to help them create sustainable businesses so they support themselves. And I specifically wanted Nicole on the call today because she's going to be leading calls, and I wanted her to see kind of how I run a call and set up these kinds of conversations and interact with people. But I adore her. She's amazing. And Teresa and Rupa, I don't know, you guys are there. I can't see you. I think you're both in the mortgage banking world, though.
That is correct. This is Rupa. Hi.
Rupa?
I'm in mortgage banking. I just did my CMB last year.
Oh, you should just definitely encourage.
Absolutely. I was going to reach out to Rhiannon and Kim after and give them some support one-on-one, because I had a very tough time last year because I lost one of my directs to cancer. Right in the middle of my CMB prep class, and another one of my directs' daughter, who was 26 years old, died of cancer too. Wow. And it was just one earth-shattering event happening after the other, and I had almost thrown in my towel and walked away, but the CMB actually helped me to deal with those problems because I had something else to think about and focus my mind besides work. And trying to do it in small chunks and keeping at it, and eventually got it done. And that's the thing I was going to tell them, is you can never time this thing. You
Yeah.
will never find the right time. You just have to
Yeah.
go with the flow, and because life happens and you just need to embrace it and just go after it. And to your point about supportive groups, I think this is very critical. I'm so glad you're doing this, Brown. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm so glad this is helpful. I love doing it, and it's so fun. You know, in the advanced women's group that I'm doing starting in mid-October is it's a small group, and it's just amazing, like you guys experienced today, like just the magic that can come from having these conversations with people that can relate and that are like, oh yeah, me too. Because we feel so isolated, alone, especially right now, in the struggles that we're having or the things that we're bumping up against. And just to know we're not alone, and then to get support and have those conversations with people can be so, so helpful. I'm in my own advanced group right now. The two women that I mentioned, Wendy and Lauren, that were on, they're also coaches, and we were in a group together. And then I'm in another group now that there's 6 of us, and it's amazing, like what this kind of community can bring in terms of even like getting into action, but also just, you know, helping support each other. The last group I did, they were all people in mortgage banking. And one thing that I didn't anticipate was they ended up connecting each other with various clients, and it helped their business exponentially. That wasn't one of the intentions of the group, but it just happened. And then, you know, and ended up quite a few of them switched jobs. That wasn't an intention either for them to quit their jobs, but they did, and got better.
Unintended positive consequence, right?
Yeah, it was definitely. They were, and then they were all cheering each other on to find the right job, because they were so committed and loyal to these companies they'd been with, and realized that they weren't happy. They needed something else. So it was really cool. Yeah, so good. So Rupa, what do you do in mortgage banking?
I'm in correspondent lending. I'm with US Bank.
Okay, great. And for Nicole and Kay, when they're talking about that CMB, it's a certified mortgage banking, and it's a big deal. Like, it's hard to get that.
Oh yeah.
Designation.
Everybody tells you got to do it, but then nobody tells you how hard it is till you start doing it. You don't realize it. Yeah. But once you're done with it, you feel like you come to appreciate the business even more. You realize how little you know and how much more there is out there.
Yeah.
It's quite fascinating. It's a great experience.
Yeah, it is. It's great. And there's a written exam that takes, is it
6 hours?
6 hours. Mm-hmm. And then there's an oral exam, which the written exam, when I was telling Kim, I needed to tell her this too, is I aced the written exam, even though I thought I was a terrible test taker. Did great on it. There's the essays and all the multiple choice and all that. The oral exam, which I thought I would ace, I almost flunked. I just froze. And then they asked me a lot of compliance questions, which is why I use that as an example, around the state of Colorado. And I was like, I was national. I don't cover the state of Colorado, so I didn't know the laws here. And they nailed me to the wall. And they were like, you were this far from flunking.
Wow. Yeah. It is an interesting experience. For everybody has their own way of reading and prepping for the exam. There's no one hard and fast way to do it, but once you do it, you realize how important it is for your career. And I think it certainly opens doors. That's for sure.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah. So great. And Teresa, I don't know if she's actually can hear us or there. She's quiet, but that's fine. Good. Well, any other questions you guys have or anything else that Annika?
You know, I'm interested in this support group for mortgage banking or whatever. I mean, or even if it's people from different industries, how does one go about being part of that group?
So, you know, I mentioned at the call, anyone that wants to have a one-on-one conversation, and that would include if you want to talk about that group, and I can share more about it. Just
okay.
You just send me a message and we'll just find some time and we can talk and see if would be a good fit for you, and we'll just have a conversation about it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It starts in a month. So, but there's a bonus call coming up a week from today with the women that are already in it. Some of who you might know, because many of them are in mortgage banking, but not everyone. I'm trying to expand out of my mortgage banking world.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love mortgage bankers, but I did have a client that that I just completed working with. She was a one-on-one coaching client, and she was an executive at Delta Airlines. So that was really fun. And we all have the same stuff. So I'm like, it doesn't, you know, just because I understand the language in mortgage banking. And like Nicole, you know, I've done some coaching for the Street Business School too, and that's been a lot of fun because it's the same thing. We're all bumping up against the same walls, right, Kay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether we're self-employed, and I coach coaches too, which is a lot of fun because I am now have been doing this long enough that I can see the struggles of when you're new at it, and the confidence and some of the things Lauren was talking about. They're real, and I'm on the other side of it, so that can be hopeful too. Yeah. What other questions do you guys have?
Well, great. I'm going to jump here, but thank you so much. I'll reach out to you one-on-one separately. Kay and Nicole and Anka, nice to meet you. Hi, bye, Teresa. Bye, Broman.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna
You gonna
go
jump?
as well.
Okay.
So,
And I'm just curious, where are you located?
in Los Angeles area.
Okay. So Pacific. And you,
Pacific, yeah.
who do you work for, did you say?
PennyMac. I'm with
Oh, you
PennyMac.
work for PennyMac. Oh, I just got hired to do a keynote for them in a couple weeks. So you can join.
Awesome.
That's
Okay.
only
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Tamara
forward.
or Tamara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Asking? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll hopefully see you there too. We're going to have a bit of a different conversation for that one, but I would love to see you there. And
Great.
if
Then I'll
wanna
see you
have a
there.
Conversation one-on-one too. Just reach out. It'd be great.
Yes. 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 I
All
will
right.
for sure. It's very nice to meet you, everybody. Thank you for your time and just
You're
sharing and learning from me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. All right.
So,